I was handcuffed in front of my date because an officer mistook my inhaler for a weapon. His supervisor's reaction changed my view of police forever. I was handcuffed in front of my date because an officer mistook my inhaler for a weapon. Yesterday, that same officer showed up at my door with his supervisor to apologize, parent revealing a story about police accountability I never expected to hear. Last Saturday was my third date with Ellie. We were walking through downtown after dinner when I felt my asthma acting up. I reached into my jacket pocket for my inhaler part, a new black one I just gotten from my doctor. Suddenly, someone grabbed my arm from behind, yanking it backward. Unpoof, a voice shouted. Before I could process what was happening, I was slammed against the storefront window, my hands pulled behind my back. "I've asthma," I gasped, struggling to breathe as the officer cuffed me. "My inhaler, sure it is," he snapped, picking up my inhaler from the sidewalk where I dropped it. "We've seen these modified weapons before." Ellie tried explaining, "Officer, he really does have asthma. That's just his medication." The officer ignored her, calling for backup while keeping me pinned. My breathing was getting worse, that familiar tightening in my chest intensifying. People were stopping to stare, phones recording. I'd never felt so humiliated and scared simultaneously. When a police race pulled up 5 minutes later, I expected things to get worse. Instead, an older officer stepped out, took one look at the situation, and immediately approached. "What do we have, Rodriguez?" he asked. "Suspicious device, sir, disguised as an inhaler," the young officer replied confidently. The supervisor took the inhaler, examined it for about 3 seconds, and handed it to me. "Uncuff him now," he ordered, his voice calm but firm. As the cuffs came off, I used my inhaler, finally able to breathe again. The supervisor, Parent Sergeant Walsh, according to his nameplate Parent, asked if I needed medical attention. When I declined, he pulled Officer Rodriguez aside. I couldn't hear everything, but phrases like observational assessment and civilian rights were clear enough. Rodriguez's face reddened as the conversation continued. Sergeant Walsh returned and apologized sincerely. He offered his card and asked me to call him directly if I wanted to file a complaint. Ellie and I left our evening thoroughly derailed. I assumed that was the end of it, Parent, just another story about police overreaction. But yesterday evening, my doorbell rang. Standing there were Sergeant Walsh and Officer Rodriguez. "I owe you a genuine apology," Rodriguez said, looking me in the eye. "I made a serious mistake Saturday night, and I am here to take responsibility." Sergeant Walsh explained that rather than filing a formal complaint, Rodriguez had requested to apologize in person. "This isn't department mandated," Walsh clarified. "This is Officer Rodriguez recognizing his error and wanting to make it right." Rodriguez then shared something unexpected. He'd spent Sunday riding along with paramedics to better understand medical devices people commonly carry. "I never want to mistake someone's life-saving medication for a weapon again," he said. What struck me most was when Walsh added, "We've incorporated your incident into our training. Sometimes the best lessons come from our mistakes." Before leaving, Rodriguez handed me a small card with his direct number. "If you ever need anything, or if you just want to talk about what happened, please call me." I texted Ellie about the visit afterward. She replied, "Fourth date still on for Friday. Sometimes accountability doesn't look like what we expect, and sometimes people surprise us when given the chance to make things right."